You're a wizard, Oliver.
That man and his manga.
Hello and welcome to That Man, That Is My Merchandise, and today we are looking at, well, something a little bit more magical. That's right, we are looking at the absolutely fantastic Reign of the Seven Spellblades. Now, this is a title that I did mention a little bit earlier on in the year. I mentioned it as one of my favourite newcomers for 2021 in terms of light novels, and I thought, you know what, I haven't actually talked about it much since. So strap in yourselves and we're going to have a look at the magical world of Harry Potter. I mean, Reign of the Seven Spellblades. Now, Reign of the Seven Spellblades is a title that released late last year, at the start of this year, by Yen Press, or at least published by Yen Press. And it's interesting because, as you can imagine, by the way I'm talking about it, it is essentially inspired by Harry Potter. And it's one of those things where everyone's just kind of like, yeah, well, what isn't Harry Potter was this whole magical thing, and it was. However, a lot of things that happened in Harry Potter were also borrowed from other titles, and we only sometimes see the whole magical school usually popped up in terms of fantasy where, you know, they need to get the main character to learn magic, so off you go to magic school. This is pretty much unashamedly Harry Potter, only more weeby. And for all accounts and purposes, it's a bit of an improvement because of that. Now, this is your usual Harry Potter kind of story. A bunch of students are going to Kimberley Magical School and they're going to have magical shenanigans. However, almost straight away, we are brought into what is the difference between Harry Potter and Reign of the Seven Spellblades. And that is the fact that, well, magic is not your happy little thing that you use and, oh, you're going to use your magic wand and you'll be like, oh, well, I'm the most popular character in school now. No, this is a dangerous place. In fact, there's a lot of deep, dark secrets in Kimberley Magical School, and yeah, those secrets are starting to be getting uncovered. People, students, teachers are mysteriously dying. It's not a safe place. There's labyrinths underneath the school, which, if you're not careful, will genuinely just kill you. And a lot of the things in this school reflect that. Where Harry Potter, nearly every single teacher, oh, well, Harry Potter, oh, you scamp, Harry Potter. It was kind of, oh, well, you know, oh, we're going to teach these children the magic of the world, whereas in Kimberley High School, everyone's just going to be like, well, yeah, you know, if you do that, you're going to lose your UB, but, you know, it's really nice to have that. It's really nice to look at Harry Potter and look at how positive it was. Even in its darkest moments, Harry Potter kind of was all kind of, well, with the power of friendship, and if you just try really hard, you'll just get through it. Whereas this is a more of a cynical approach. This is kind of just like, yeah, you know, if you don't do that, you're going to probably die. And I like that. I like the whole aspect of the whole thing of just like, you know, if you muck around with magic, you're probably going to lose a limb or something at some point. I love that. I love that it was the dark aspect of magic. It wasn't this whole thing, well, I can use my magic to solve every problem, but I can't cure me eyesight kind of thing in Harry Potter. This was very kind of like, well, yeah, this stuff happens. And that can be reflected in nearly all of the characters. Rather than just having one character that's the main one, we have two main characters. However, the supporting cast are pretty much main characters as well. I would say there's probably about 7 characters that really are focused on, but even the side characters are really well developed. It feels like this is genuinely a school of magic. It's not just kind of one person and then his best pals joining forces and stuff like that. It is genuinely a school where a lot of the cast will get their time to shine. The series will also cover a lot of things that, well, we don't normally think of when we think of the whole magical world. We have all of these magical creatures such as trolls and stuff like that. One of the characters is basically, well, they're trying to find better rights for all of these magical creatures. They're not just there to be kind of, oh well, you know, you're a magical creature, we'll use you in this school, we'll experiment on you. It's really nice in the kind of way it does it, and they kind of do realise that what some characters might be doing, while it might be in their best interests, it might not be in the best interests for everybody as a whole. Now, one of the things I haven't really talked about is what was the initial appeal for this series for me. And, well, like I said, it's Harry Potter. But rather than the students just being, well, students, the students are all, well, as you can expect, knights. And, of course, we have one who's just a straight-up samurai. And, yeah, it's just literally a samurai from the East going to Harry Potter land, and I like that because at the end of the day, Harry Potter really kind of was all about, well, these students, you know, in the UK. We don't have much else, but, and I know there was other schools where they were kind of around, but I love the aspect of having a samurai coming all the way from Japan, still using the whole samurai lingo and the samurai like code of honor, and you know, just whips their sword out and cuts down people just because, you know. I love that aspect of it. I really felt that the series had its own ideas. It essentially looks at everything Harry Potter did and built upon it. And I feel that's quite important because the End of the Seven Spellblades, Volume 1 is essentially setting everything up. And I'm not going to lie, at the end of Volume 1, there is a huge twist that completely changes things on its head. And I want to just mention, there's a huge twist. I don't want to see what the huge twist is because, hey, while I've read volumes 1 to 3, we're going to kind of look at, you know, you guys haven't, but if you aren't completely sold with the series, try and at least get to the end of Volume 1 before making your decision, because the end of Volume 1 might twist things in a way that you might actually want to continue reading it. And I know, for me, that was one of the things that hooked me and made me want to buy Volumes 2 and 3. Now, like I said, it is one of those series where I think if you have read Harry Potter and you want more Harry Potter content, you know, you're going to have a good time with this. But even if you're not fussed about Harry Potter, I would still recommend giving it a go. It's certainly got enough of its own charm that makes you want to try it out. And like I said, if you didn't like Harry Potter because it was too positive or the main character is obnoxiously positive, try this out, because like I said, it does a lot of the things that Harry Potter did, twists it into its own little world and does things a little bit different, not necessarily better, not necessarily worse, but it does things enough differently to make it worth your time if you want another magical world to get into. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Did you enjoy the series? Did you hate it? Did you just read 2 pages and just be like, not having that? Let me know. And if you did enjoy this, leave a like, consider subscribing. We're going to have plenty more light novels, we're going to have plenty more manga, plenty more Monster Girl stuff, and everything else on the channel. Go check out this video. You will not be disappointed.